Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Two Bros Hot Takes, the show where we watch a movie and then you come to us for opinions on that movie. Because I guess you don't have opinions of your own, or I don't know, you just like our opinions for some reason. That'd be really weird.
It's very opinion based.
Yeah, I don't know. I am your opinionated host, Older Bro.
I'm your less opinionated host, Younger Bro.
That is not true on any level.
If I sound muffled in any way, it's because,
Because I've been sick over the weekend, and we stupidly decided to go watch Spider-Man not Into the Spider-Verse, today anyways.
Yeah, and I have a mask on.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course we went and saw Spider-Man.
Yeah.
What else would we have seen?
Yeah. I don't know. One of the other movies that's on right now, Ghostbusters, that
Sing
Disney
2.
movie. Huh?
Sing 2.
Yeah. The Matrix movie's coming out the 22nd.
Yeah,
It's
I
in 2
know,
days.
but Father wants me to watch that with him, so...
Yeah, which I hate. I do not like watching that on the... I think that, in my personal opinion, I think it should be illegal for any movies to come out until 3 months after they've been in theaters. But, that's my own opinions.
Yeah, so, you probably won't get a review for that, just because me
Yeah.
and Dad are gonna see it.
Assholes.
Well, he wants me to watch it on HBO Max with him. I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah.
guys, I'm not too excited for the Matrix movie. Like, to me, the third movie should have been it.
Yeah, well, I am interested in seeing where they go, because that's the one thing the Wachowskis can actually do well, so I'm interested in seeing if they still are able to do well.
What really pissed me off is I fucking called it at the third movie. When I finally, at the end of the third
What, that he was
movie.
Jesus?
No. At the end of the third movie, I looked over to Dad and said, look, if they make another Matrix movie, the only way they could do it is if the characters come back from the dead.
Well, yeah. To be fair,
hey, lo and behold,
to be fair, we never actually see him die. We see them take his body, but we don't see that he's dead. It's implied that he's dead. Now they're implying he might not have been dead, or they're doing some time travel bullshit.
I mean, the woman definitely died, and
the
she's
woman
coming
died.
back.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, yeah, they're probably doing some time travel bullshit or something.
No,
Anyways,
I bet because it's futuristic,
Yeah.
they have the technology to bring people back from the dead or whatever.
I don't know, but let's not talk about that. Nor should we talk about the random shows that are showing up on my TV right now, like whatever this weird Ollie and like whatever it is, Cats movie is.
I don't know.
We should talk about the movie we're here to talk about.
Yeah, Spooderman.
Yeah.
Okay,
Skull
so
Spider-Man.
I'm very, very like trying to contain myself right now.
Yeah, well, let's start out with the normal thing where we give opinions that don't spoil the movie. So was this movie good? Yes, this movie was good.
Holy fuck.
This movie was very good.
It was amazing.
I have to admit the movie did not go in the direction I expected it to go.
I was not... Yeah, I was completely dumbfounded. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like, I figured some stuff would come out, but we'll talk about that later. But
yeah, we'll talk about the spoilers later, but...
So...
Yeah, in terms of the plot structure, I was very surprised.
Yeah, I was surprised too.
They effectively did what I was thinking they were gonna do, but not quite.
Yeah.
It was in a weird... They took it in a weird way. Yeah,
So,
the ending was... The ending worked out exactly the way the movie...
The ending made sense.
Yeah. The ending made sense for what it was, but was... It left open where the hell they're gonna go next.
Yeah, I want to say we're going to do, like, a full dive Spider-Verse in, like, the fourth movie.
I'm gonna guess they're not. I'm gonna guess that...
Or maybe they'll save it for later.
Here's the thing, I don't think Sony wants to. Because if they did, they'd be competing with themselves. Because they've already done Spider-Verse. So, like, if they tried to go Spider-Verse as the fourth movie, I feel like they would have to compete with themselves. Like, they couldn't not put Spider-Gwen in it, for example. So then they either have to literally make it be the same continuity Gwen, or they have to make it a different Gwen, and now they're just competing with themselves.
They'll probably make it a different Gwen.
Because
here's the thing. Gwen Stacy, as far as I'm aware, has always existed alongside MJ. It's
different interpretation.
Well, in the comics, I think it was the first Spider-Man.
Think of it like Betty and Veronica. both of them exist alongside Archie, and simultaneously both and neither get with him.
But here's what I'm saying. Like, Amazing Spider-Man kind of stayed true to the comics, because in the comics, Spider-Man takes Gwen first.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure.
And then the death of Gwen
and then
happens.
Gwen Stacy dies.
The scene that they can never put to film correctly.
Yeah, like, they kind. It was kind of disappointing. I'm like,
no, that's the problem.
He needs to be more disappointed.
Yeah. Okay. And I want to make clear that the way I'm about to say this isn't a spoiler necessarily. They almost did a better death of Gwen scene in this movie. Like, the setup for that one scene later in the movie, that was almost a better death of Gwen scene than the actual death of Gwen scene.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, we'll get into that a bit later, guys. But yeah, there's one scene that sets up a very similar thing.
Yes.
And it was done very well. Anyways, so yeah, spoilers mostly out of the way. Like, go watch this movie if it's a very good Spider-Man movie.
Here's my opinion on it. I thought this was so much fucking better than Endgame.
they put about as much.
They put
about as much effort into this as Endgame.
That was basically Spider-Man Endgame.
Yes,
that's how it felt to me. I'm like, oh shit.
That's very true.
This, not even kidding, guys. Marvel needs to keep Spider-Man.
Yeah. Well, if the Amazing Spider-Man and Venom had failed, they would have him. Unfortunately, they didn't fail. Well, sorry, if Into the Spider-Verse and Venom had failed. And neither failed. So, they're going to have a perpetual, like, agreement, I'm guessing. But...
I'm about to talk about spoilers.
Yeah, so anyways, go watch the movie. It's a very good Spider-Man movie. It's probably the best of all of them.
The best of all of them.
Yeah. Go watch it. Okay, guys, we're now moving into the spoiler bit of the video. So, if you don't want spoilers, don't watch ahead or skip to the end. Just don't watch ahead. Okay. Why are you here if you don't want spoilers?
Alright.
Okay, so, I just want to say I fucking called it. Because I said way into the trailer, like, before, like, when the first trailer dropped. Because I'd heard tales of, like, oh, they're bringing in all the villains. And everyone was like, oh, but they haven't shown off the other Spider-Man showing up. And I was like, no, of course they're not going to show that off. Disney is going to keep that under lock and key. They are not revealing that until the movie launches. And lo and goddamn behold, that's what they fucking did.
Yeah, with Andrew Garfield and Tobey coming in, I was not surprised. What I was surprised about is how they got all together. That bit, I'm like, no, but it makes sense. It's funny. But
yeah. Well,
I thought the scene when Andrew and Tobey were going to appear was at the very end when the cracks. Well,
that makes sense.
Ripples.
No, they're
coming through, but I can't stop them.
No, they've been there the whole time.
Yeah,
that'd be just great. You just see Madam Web coming out with like 30,000 Spider-Men. It's just like.
That's what
we're here to help.
That's what I'm expecting the future is going to lead. That's what I'm expecting the future is going to lead to is Madam Web. I bet they'll do a I don't
think they're going to do Madam Web. By the way, just to go over the end credit scene, the actual final end credit scene, for a minute.
Yeah,
normally we don't do this in this
very
order,
final.
But the end credit scene. That was just a trailer for. Like, Doctor Strange.
Yeah, it was just
that wasn't an end credit scene. That was just literally a trailer.
But they've done it before.
Yeah, but it was like, it was just a trailer.
I kind of didn't like it.
It was like, it was fine. Like, it might have had new scenes we didn't see before, but it was just like...
No, we haven't had a trailer of Madness before. That was the first.
Yeah, that was the first trailer, but it was just the first trailer. They're gonna release that separately later. As the first trailer. No way on earth.
Yeah, and we'll have... Like, I think they're leading to, I guess, the second movie. Okay, so the second movie's villain is either going to be evil Doctor Strange from another reality, which...
That seems to be the case.
Or it's going to be Nightmare imitating Strange, because I know he can do that.
Probably.
So I think it also could be Nightmare.
Yeah, could be the same thing.
So...
Let's say they're the same thing in this universe. Same thing.
Yeah, now, do you need to watch Andrew Garfield's and Tobey Maguire's movies? I guess.
Sort of?
Yeah, there's...
I mean, it's in the same way you have to watch Venom for this movie.
Yeah, it's all in a different universe.
Yeah, so it's like, you don't have to have watched all the Spider-Man movies to understand Into the Spider-Verse. Like, you could watch that movie stand alone and be perfectly fine.
But I'm saying, like, so if you want to watch those movies in chronological order, it would be Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, then Andrew Garfield, then the rest of the MCU.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass.
That's probably how I'd watch it.
Well, yeah, and again, that's the weird thing about these movies, is these movies are not canon to the MCU, necessarily, but they are canon to
their own reality.
Well, I was gonna say, they appear in the MCU, but they're canonically outside of Earth 616. They're in, like...
Yeah,
they're part of the Spider-Verse universe. So it's like...
In a way.
Yeah, so it's like, technically they're canon, I guess? But to call them canon is to confuse the term canon.
I'm just saying, like, if you want to know about their story, you have to watch their movies.
If you want some context for their movies, then watching their movies is helpful, but you don't need that much context.
But yeah.
The only context you need is who the villains are, and who each Spider-Man is, to know that when they come in, oh, it's that guy.
Yeah, what I wasn't expecting is they kind of retconned those movies by fixing all the villains.
Well, and yeah, that's the weird thing is that,
except for Otto Octavius teaming up, I was like, oh, fuck yes!
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, because the whole plot of this movie, guys, is Spider-Man being like, I have to live up to, like, Aunt May's expectations of me, and that means I have to, try to save all these villains that we accidentally brought into the universe. And then a lot of shit goes down, and he succeeds, but there's a huge cost. I feel like that should be the definition of this phase of the MCU. Everything has a cost. Because I think that's pretty accurate to basically every movie in this section.
Also I was also maybe expecting them to introduce Miles Morales.
Well,
they might be saving that for the future.
They're probably going to save that, but wasn't Electro's nephew the one who was?
No.
Or was that?
No.
I keep thinking it was his nephew.
No. Prowler is in the MCU.
Right. It's Prowler's nephew.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, we've seen Prowler just without his suit. Like, he doesn't have a suit yet.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it will eventually lead to Miles Morales.
Yeah, because he even called, or like in that cut scene, it was like something about his nephew Miles.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think with the MCU, as sad as it is, I think they're going to lead to this Spider-Man dying. And, like, they already have the next Spider-Man coming up, which is Miles.
Now, the one thing I did want to talk about, I think everyone played their roles very well. It was obviously very exciting to see. Okay, I can't remember in the original movie, because I have not seen the Amazing Spider-Man movies pretty much at all. I think I saw part 1, and I did not see 2 at all.
Okay.
Was the guy who played Electro in this movie actually in that movie?
Yes, Electro and Lizard are from the Amazing Spider-Man.
No, I knew those characters were. What I'm saying is, was the actor that played the human version the same actor from those movies?
Yes, he just wasn't blue.
Okay, gotcha. That's what I was trying to remember. I couldn't rember if that actor was
Jamie
the
Foxx.
same.
They all got the original actors.
Well, yeah, I knew everyone else did, but I didn't know if they changed that actor, because, the blue version was very disliked, and, guys, they fixed that. They just fixed that in this movie.
Yeah,
very naturally, they just fix it.
And it made sense why he wasn't blue anymore, so I'm like, okay, perfect.
Yeah, apparently the energy in Andrew Garfield's universe is DC or some shit.
And I like how the actor playing him didn't understand why he was blue at all.
Yeah, no, nobody understood that. It's like,
actually, I did. So there is a version of Electro called Electro 2.0.
Yeah.
And that's the blue version of him. And actually, it's supposed to be the more powerful version of him.
Yeah, they kind of flipped it.
But they flipped it.
They flipped it so the version in this universe that looks normal was the version that was more powerful.
Yeah.
Which I liked, honestly.
Yeah, I like the flip, and the actor did too. What I wasn't expecting was, I wanted Doc Ock and Sandman to team up.
Yeah, honestly, I was expecting them to go full Sinister Six, and they never did that.
No,
they never
went
actually
5.
went Sinister Six.
They were 5.
They never even went, like, as a group. It was all just like, well, they're all here, and then they all leave together. Like, they all leave, but they don't go together. They're not working together. And then they all show up for the thing at the end, separately. But they never work together. They're never actually the Sinister Six.
No.
They just are all there.
But it's only 5 characters, so it's not even the Sinister Six.
Nope.
But it's the closest we've ever gotten.
Yeah.
In live action.
Yeah, finally.
And here's the thing, there is a dimensional Sinister Six that go around killing Spider-Man.
Yeah, but it's not this one.
Nope, they're probably going to save that for another time, too.
They have all absolutely been cured.
Yeah, so... Yeah, they kind of retconned those movies if they've all been cured, though.
Yeah. Well, again, it's not even that they retconned them. They happened, and now, because of time bullshit, in the future, they made that past unhappen. So they split off another universe where that never happened. Sort of. It's weird.
Yeah, they sort of saved them, but
Yeah, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not too sure either, but will we get the Sinister Six? Yes,
Not
but
yet.
that wasn't this group.
That was not this movie.
Now, there was another character. This is diving into a post-credit scene.
Yeah, the one... Well, again, this isn't much of a post-credit scene if you saw Venom.
Yeah, so, Tom Hardy was in the post-credit scene of No Way Home.
Yep. He showed up, and then left again.
Yeah!
Fucking gone.
I mean, that was the joke, and I liked it.
Also, this simultaneously makes both of us wrong. Because now, Venom... because the whole point of the end credit scene, guys, is he shows up, he says stuff, he leaves, and a bit of Venom's left behind. I don't know how that's possible, but apparently that is.
Yeah, so that's how
So
Venom
simultaneously,
gets in the
Venom is
MCU.
not part of the MCU, and Venom is now part of the MCU. Because he's there. Like...
It's kind of disappointing Tom Hardy didn't meet Tom Holland.
That's how they get to say, well, they were in the right movies. Unfortunately, it looks like I was correct, though. They are going to do a different actor for the Venom in this universe, or they're going to do the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man becomes Venom thing. Who knows?
Either that or Deadpool.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because, again, Kevin Feige likes to stay true to the comics. So,
They could.
Venom, well, now symbiotes are on Earth.
Yeah. Symbiote is now on Earth.
Yeah, if they stay true, then, it's gonna bond with Deadpool first and then Spider-Man.
Yeah. Well, I think they're not even gonna go that route.
By the way, guys, going back to talking about the trailer for Multiverse of Madness, didn't even hint anything at all about any other characters.
No, the only thing they showed off like 3 scenes that indicated other characters would be there. They had the main scene they had the scene where Doctor Strange was had Wanda there, but basically everyone knew that Wanda was going to show up in Multiverse of Madness. It was impossible she wasn't.
They announced it.
Yeah, so they had a scene that showed that bit where him asking her to come into Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, and they reference WandaVision, but I don't know anything about that, guys. I'm going to watch it at some point, I promise. Yeah. I'm watching Adventure Time right now, so after that I'm going to start watching those.
Yep, but then they also had a scene where they showed the evil Doctor Strange, or Dark Doctor Strange, or whatever the fuck Nightmare's going to be, or whatever, we don't know. They showed something that we have no idea what it is.
But yeah,
and then they also showed a scene that had one moment where there was somebody in a door behind Doctor Strange that I couldn't immediately recognize. But that was it.
I didn't even...
Yeah, so someone existed. I could not tell who it was.
When I first saw the trailer, I didn't think he was going to walk up to Wanda. I thought he was going to walk up to Clea. And they were going to announce that, hey, there's Sorcerer Supreme of the Dark Dimension.
But yeah, so...
they might be saving that, I hope.
So, yeah, the trailer showed almost nothing. One of the things that did annoy me about this movie, well, not even annoy me, it's a small plot thing. So the whole plot of the movie is that Peter Parker's been revealed to be Spider-Man. And Spider-Man goes to Doctor Strange to try to get everyone to forget he's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And that's what sets off the chain reaction of all the people getting brought into this universe, because Peter Parker keeps interrupting Doctor Strange doing the spell, and because of that, they fuck it up. and it's gonna break reality if it goes off, so they seal it. Then at the end of the movie is the spell is sort of going off, but it's still broken. So what it's actually doing is drawing in every single person from every dimension who knows Peter Parker.
Yeah.
So the way they resolve that is like, okay, well, we'll just cast a spell so that everyone forgets who Peter Parker is. And that solves the spell, because no one remembers who Peter Parker is, so everyone just leaves the dimension. But for both times I had the exact same thought of, okay, let's say the spell went off perfectly the first time, and everyone forgot who Spider-Man was. But surely all his friends and stuff, including the Avengers, would remember all those times Spider-Man took off his mask and said he was Peter Parker, so they'd still goddamn remember him, and vice versa at the end of the movie. Like, the two kids who forgot who Peter Parker was still have to remember that they were there with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So therefore they should, if he just came in as Spider-Man, took off his mask and said, "Hi, I'm Peter Parker. You guys forgot who I am because of some time bullshit. But I used to be friends with you." That would resolve the problem.
Well, he didn't want to do that.
Yeah, I get at the end he didn't want to, but it's like, but you could have just resolved the problem. Like, he didn't even tell Happy who he was, but Happy knows he worked with Spider-Man. And Happy knows that who Spider-Man is. He's seen that goddamn face.
He should have.
So it's like, even if he forgot who the face was, he should still be able to say, "Oh yeah, I'm Spider-Man," and puts on the fucking suit in front of him. It's like, hey. And that resolves that whole thing.
But here's the thing.
So it's like,
Peter Parker was supposed to forget he was Spider-Man too.
No, that's the thing, is he can't forget he's Spider-Man. Like, it's just everyone else. It doesn't affect him.
Yeah, now he's out there.
But it also apparently affected Doctor Strange. Because that was the whole point both times. Where he's like, "Goodbye. I won't remember you." And it's like, yes, you goddamn will. You know you fought alongside Spider-Man. And you also know you fought alongside a guy named Peter Parker. One of these things is going to stay in your mind when this spell goes off. And all he has to do is come up and say, "Hey, I'm Spider-Man, also known as Peter Parker," to you. And he remembers who you are. Like, I feel like there's a very large plot hole in the fact that because he has both identities, so well known to everyone, forgetting one of them doesn't really change much.
Yeah, I gotta admit, that's kind of annoying.
Yeah, it wasn't that big of a deal, it's just something I noticed both times. It was like, okay, I don't see the big deal here. Also, the fact that he was a stupid kid and was just like, it's just like, are you telling me you didn't even think to go and plead your case? I can do that?
Yeah, also, I wasn't like, I thought they were gonna, I thought they were gonna save the sixth villain for last. I thought they were gonna bring in Rhino. They mentioned him.
They mentioned Rhino. Like, yeah, I got, like, all I had was some random, like, Rhino.
Yeah, Russian Rhino.
Some Russian Rhino. Yeah, it's like,
like, again, I love watching these characters on the
I also
screen
love how many people
interacting.
called the fact that they were going to have several scenes dedicated to them just talking about how the hell Tobey Maguire's spider powers work. Like, wait, that's just come out of your body?
Yeah, that was great.
What the fuck? How does that work?
Oh, man.
I think they even made the same jokes that the fucking fans thought they were going to make. Like, does it come out anywhere else? Like, I'm pretty sure I saw that literally online, guys.
When I saw all three Spider-Men in one scene, like when they're ready for battle, I was holding in a scream. I was like, yes!
Yeah, just like, oh yeah, that's good.
But yeah, also guys, May was Ben.
Yeah. I like how every single one of these Spider-Men has a different Uncle Ben. Tobey Maguire has Uncle Ben, Andrew Garfield has Gwen Stacy, and
well, I mean, no, Andrew Garfield's Uncle Ben died
also
too.
had Uncle Ben, but he also it was more impactful to him of Gwen Stacy.
Yeah.
So his was Gwen Stacy, and yeah, Tom Holland's was Aunt May.
And Ben.
Yeah, but Ben happened like 30 years ago or some shit. Like, not actually, because I don't think she's that old. But,
no.
Like, yeah,
no,
it happened. Like, for all we know, he's not even dead.
No, he is.
Like,
no, like, they've made references to him being dead in the second movie.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, sort of.
Honestly, I thought they were going to go to the grave of Uncle Ben. Like,
Nope.
going to a place where...
Well, I'm surprised
they
go to her grave, but he's not buried next to her.
No.
That's what I'm finding weird. It's like, he's not buried next to her. So that's why I'm wondering, are we sure he's actually dead and, like, they just didn't divorce or something? Like, something, like... We know that they don't live together, but I don't know if we've ever actually been told he's dead. I think it's more just, they don't talk about him. So, like, I don't know. Maybe he died, or maybe he just did something and Aunt May left him.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because, yeah, I don't know. It'd be really weird that she wasn't buried next to him.
Yeah, also going back to talking about the fall scene, yeah, MJ is falling.
Yeah, MJ almost Gwen Stacy.
And Andrew Garfield caught her.
Yeah.
I was like, yes!
It was such a great scene. And I love the ending of, like, are you alright? Yeah. Wait, are you alright? I swore he was going to say, I don't think so.
I thought he was going to say never again or something like that.
No.
Oh, man.
But yeah, like, they almost set up the Gwen Stacy moment better in this movie than actually in his own movie.
Anyway, going back to what I was talking about Sandman. Sandman wasn't really that bad of a guy in the third Tobey Maguire movie.
Well, yeah, the thing was that in the third Tobey Maguire movie...
Like, his whole thing was, like, they kept the family part, like,
Yeah, his whole thing was he wanted to get back for his family.
Yeah, he only stole for his family and stuff like that, but...
Yeah.
In this one, he just wants to get back with his family, so I'm like, wouldn't he just team up with Spider-Man?
Yeah, his motivations weren't exactly clear.
They had like a tiny team up. I'm like, yes! And then they fucked it up.
But yeah, the weird thing about this was that his entire motivation is to get back home to his family, but he then, at the end, teams up with the villains, basically, who don't want to leave. Like, their whole plan, again, each one individually, their whole plan is to destroy the thing that's going to send them back. But wouldn't Sandman want the opposite of that? Like, even if he doesn't want to necessarily be cured, he doesn't want to not go home.
Yeah,
so it's like,
seriously, he could have kept his powers, man. Like,
yeah, it's like, unless his whole thing was, I'm gonna steal the box and force it to send us all home. Like, but that wasn't made clear. So
yeah, they kind of botched Sandman a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, they only had 5 villains, and we didn't see the 6th. I thought maybe the 6th could have been Venom, but no. Of course not. He's the lethal protector or whatever.
Yeah. Venom's still around.
They just won't meet. I mean,
not yet.
They sort of will.
That sounds like that's going to be the next movie. I mean, the end scene is literally, we need to go and meet this Spider-Man. And then gets pulled back, but the bit of Venom remains. So it's very clearly he's going to go.
It might not be Venom, but it probably will be.
I think it will be.
It'll be the MCU's Venom.
Yeah.
But it won't be Tom Hardy that pairs with. So it's kind of disappointing. Like, hey, he was in the MCU for a little bit and then got fucked.
He showed up only to be sent away. You don't belong in this universe. Get your ass out.
Yeah, so third Venom movie probably ain't gonna be tied very bit. Like, also, how's the Vulture in with Morbius then? Like,
oh, yeah, we're forgetting one very, very important thing that happened early on in this movie. The one thing we have not talked about yet.
What?
The moment when, at the start of the movie, they're talking about, like, all the stuff that happened before, in the last movie. And they're talking about how, Spider-Man killed Mysterio.
I thought Mysterio was gonna show, man!
And all that shit. No, he's in hiding. So, they did all that shit. And then, they all get thrown in jail, basically. And then, they get out of jail.
Yeah.
And their lawyer
is Daredevil. Like, I was gonna save it. Like, I wasn't gonna talk about it yet. But okay, let's talk about it. Yeah, it's the Daredevil from the Netflix.
Yeah, just fucking shows up. It's just like, I'm gonna be your lawyer. And then a fucking brick gets thrown through his window, and he catches it. And Spider-Man's response is just, how the fuck did you do that? And he's like, I'm a very good lawyer.
My jaw dropped.
What the fuck?
My jaw dropped when he was there. I'm like, hold on, does that mean the Defenders is canon?
No, what it means is that they reused the actor, but I think all that's still non-canon. So this is canonically the first instance of Daredevil. Well, honestly, he probably isn't even Daredevil yet. In this, he probably just is.
No, he has to be Daredevil.
No. You're telling me it's unrealistic for a lawyer to catch a brick that's thrown at, like that fast a speed?
It was pretty damn hard.
Right before Spider-Man caught it?
Yes, he is Daredevil. Because here's the thing, he doesn't go blind until he becomes Daredevil, and he was blind.
And he was very clearly blind. And very clearly catches a brick thrown through a window with near spider sense action. What the fuck is that called for Daredevil? Is that still called? It's not called spider sense, right?
It's kind of like echolocation.
It's not like Morbius. It's like bat sense.
In a way.
Okay, whatever. Point is, it's basically spider sense.
He can feel the vibrations around him.
Yep. She's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So Daredevil as the current actor. Do you think we're going to get a movie of him soon, or do you think he'll just be in the background?
He might just be in the background. At least for now. We might not get him until later.
But, my jaw dropped.
Who does Daredevil normally interact with?
Normally?
Yeah. Like anyone we have currently?
He does interact with Spider-Man a lot. So he could be in the next film.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. I think the MCU is borrowing from the Spider-Man video game.
Yeah.
Here's why.
I mean, they made it. So.
I don't know how canon the comics are. Well. Okay. I don't know how much material they took from the comic books to make the Spider-Man game.
Yeah.
But they had Daredevil give Spider-Man the card. That happened in the game.
Yep.
Beast was in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Aunt May did die in the game.
Okay.
And on her grave, it said, when you help someone, you help everyone.
Yeah.
And that was the same.
That might just be the common grave message for her, though.
But, yeah, that's why I'm not too sure.
Unfortunately, this does mean, guys, that Aunt May cannot be the Silver Surfer in this universe. She cannot be the Golden Oldie.
Nope.
Unfortunately.
Also,
I still would have greatly loved to see them try to make sending Galactus off to eat a Twinkie planet as somehow fitting in the MCU. That would have been excellent.
Also, where Spider-Man ends up and how he monitors crime is the same way he does it in the video game.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty normal for him to check police radar in most of the games, or like in most situations.
Yeah, and he's in a shitty apartment.
Yeah.
And that suit looks like the new suit they had at the end looked kind of similar.
Yeah. Oh, maybe we're misunderstanding this. Let's go a completely different angle with the next movie.
I think they're going to do Mr. Negative.
Well, no, what I was going to say was, here's what they could do. Miles Morales is Venom.
I've never heard of a Miles Morales Venom.
No, I've not either, but you know what? I've never heard of any of this shit. So,
I mean, to me, like, if you're going to introduce Miles Morales, then we'll do a full dive Spider-Verse, but I don't think they're going to do that for the fourth film.
No, again, because they just did Spider-Verse.
I think they're going to do Venom for the fourth film, then if they have a fifth, they're going to do Spider-Verse, and they're going to introduce Madam Web. Yeah.
Again, I feel like if they're going to do anything, Madam Web's going to be like a side thing. Like, not a spin-off, not like a Disney Plus thing, but like a non-numbered Spider-Man movie. It'll be their own thing.
Well, at that point, we'll just have a Miles Morales movie.
Yeah, that actually might just be what they do. They might just, whenever they finally introduce Miles Morales, then they deal with that.
Yeah, because...
Throw Gwen Stacy in from another universe and have Miles Morales and Gwen Stacy go on adventures.
Here's the thing, I don't know if that's always been a thing where Gwen and
No,
Miles...
I don't think it is.
Yeah.
I'd love to see double, like, Spider-Man and Spider-Woman, basically, at the same time. I know there is a Spider-Woman, don't at me.
There is a Spider-Woman within the 616 universe.
Yeah.
That is not Gwen Stacy.
No, it is not Gwen Stacy.
So we could get her at some point, but they have to introduce Jessica Drew.
Yeah.
Not Jessica Jones, Jessica Drew.
Isn't Jessica Drew the name of that author?
She does have... I think she was named after something.
Yeah, I think she's named after an author of, like, mystery novels.
Yeah, so Jessica Drew is a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent who eventually becomes Spider-Woman. But
That's an interesting question. What the fuck is going on with S.H.I.E.L.D. right now? Because Stark Industries is basically imploding.
I think S.H.I.E.L.D. is slowly building back itself.
Yeah. And for clarity, was the building they were on Stark Tower? I never actually figured that out. When Spider-Man was, like, brooding in his, like, his space.
No.
They were up on a building. I was like, where the fuck is that?
He was at the high school.
Okay, I couldn't figure out where that was based on the shots, so I was trying to figure it out. So I was like, okay, there's only, like, a couple places to go. One would be Stark Tower. But we've not actually seen Stark Tower at all since, really,
and
the last time.
Honestly, we got the biggest news of all. That Oscorp does not exist or not yet exist in the MCU.
Yeah. Well, the weird thing was, in this movie, he said that, like, I went to my house, and other people were living there. What I wasn't clear on, were they saying that...
I think he went to the Baxter building.
Well, yeah, what I was trying to figure out was he saying that he went there and there was a different Norman Osborn in his house? Or was he saying that a different family lived there? A different
family.
Because, yeah. So, yeah, as far as we can tell, there is currently no
Osborns
in this universe.
I think he made reference to the Fantastic Four.
Yeah. So, but yeah, there's no Oscorp. There's no, so we can probably confirm that building that's being, whoever's buying Stark Tower is not
Has
Oscorp.
to be Fantastic Four. There's no one else.
Well, there's no one else yet that we know of.
Like, the only other people that could afford that would be AIM.
Yeah.
And
S.H.I.E.L.D. directly. But that'd be weird for S.H.I.E.L.D. to just buy out Stark Tower directly.
No, it's not S.H.I.E.L.D.
So. Also, I love that they did confirm that Fury is just out in space on vacation.
Yeah, and Spider-Man was so dumbfounded. He was like, what the fuck?
But I interacted with him. Yeah, in the same way that you killed, it's like, yeah, in the same way that you killed,
Well, they're gonna do a secret invasion, so they might be doing something weird with the Skrulls.
Yeah. Well, again, I think it was just that he had the Skrulls there because he wanted to go on vacation. It was just like, fuck it, just pretend to be me.
No, I think S.H.I.E.L.D. has expanded universe-wide.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's on vacation in space, basically, like checking out, like, space operations, basically. But he wanted to make sure he was still on Earth, in quotes. So he just had a Skrull pretend to be him. Like, I think he knows that Skrull was pretending to be him. So I don't think it's, like, secret invasion of, like, their...
But I'm just saying, like, people don't know about the Skrulls yet.
No.
But they are doing secret invasions for these Disney Plus thing.
Yeah, so.
So...
Okay, is there anything else we want to go over about this movie? Because I'm kind of tapped out.
I'm thinking... yeah, definitely... I'd want to see another Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland team up at some point, so another Spider-Verse thing.
Yeah, at that point it'd have to be Spider-Verse, though. So.
And I would like to see Tom Hardy there too, like all four of them teaming up.
I don't think you're getting that one, but we'll see.
Yes, so let's make some predictions on who the next villain is going to be. I think, like I said, I think they're borrowing from the video game. I think they're going to do Mr. Negative next.
I'm thinking that either Venom is going to be the next villain, or Venom is going to be part of the plot of the next movie. So if Venom is not the next villain, he's going to be involved in things. Because that end credit scene cannot possibly not be with you.
Yeah, I'm just betting that the next villain is going to be Mr. Negative. He finds the symbiote somehow. And it gets attached to Spider-Man. Now, I don't know if they're even going to put Oscorp in the MCU. From
At least not yet.
What they're implying is it's not even founded yet.
No. So he might not even... Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
In this universe, maybe Harry is best friends with Miles.
That could be a twist.
Yeah.
But it seems like Harry hasn't even been born.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it might be that Norman's been born, but he's not an adult yet.
Yeah, and they're saving it for Miles Morales. That could be.
Yeah,
I could see it. But yeah, I was maybe expecting Andrew Garfield's Goblin to also appear because he was in the second movie too. It was like how
you can't.
But they couldn't do it because it was
Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, it was Harry. Harry Osborn was the Goblin, and Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, it's like they.
So that would have been a weird conversation.
Yeah, it'd be really weird to have two Green Goblins. So there's like, nah, we need one. Which one are we gonna have? Obviously, Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, like he plays.
Which kind of meant that they ended up having like a lot of Tobey Maguire films.
Well, that's because Tobey Maguire had more movies.
He had 3. Amazing Spider-Man had 2.
Yeah, they didn't even have the Venom from Tobey Maguire.
Nope, didn't have him. They didn't have any villains from actually this universe. There was no Spider-Man villains at all because, again, Mysterio didn't show up.
I was expecting
Vulture,
him to, maybe.
Yeah, there was no Vulture.
Because here's the thing, guys. Mysterio faked his death, obviously.
Yeah, very obviously.
I don't know. But is there anything else we want to go over?
Not that I can think of.
I'm thinking. I was hopeful that all of them were going to get an upgrade to their suits a little bit. Like, all of them have Stark armor.
No.
That would have been cool, but no.
I did love, by the way, how he took out Doc Ock was just literally just, hey, you attacked my suit. Therefore, the nanotech in my suit just
bonded with you.
Yeah, like, is now on your tentacles. Hey, look, a new device has been added to the network. Would you like to control this device?
Oh, that was fucking amazing.
It's so good. It's just like, hey, look, I control your tentacles now.
But yeah, I think all of these villains were just saying, hey, these villains will probably never show up again, so think about other villains.
Yeah.
And so far, there's 2 villains I think they can add for Spider-Man to fight.
Yeah. We haven't had Kingpin yet. We haven't had Vulture.
That's Daredevil. Kingpin is Daredevil.
What? Well, yeah. Look, I'm going off of also Into the Spider-Verse villains. I'm just throwing villains in here that's like could potentially show up.
Yeah, I'm just saying like Kingpin is normally a Daredevil villain. It's not really Spider-Man. They just threw him in there because they had rights to the character, I guess.
True. But also normally we don't have him showing up and just being like, I'm a very good lawyer. Because he can be.
But anyways, I'm thinking Mr. Negative and there was another one. They could do a Thunderbolts thing. Thunderbolts are actually more Fantastic Four, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Hydro Man. Because they referenced him in the second movie.
Sure.
I mean, they kind of had them, but kind of didn't. It was an elemental.
Yeah.
But it was also a
hologram.
Illusion, yeah. So we could get Hydro Man. And Hydro Man is usually part of the Sinister Six, so we could get actual Sinister Six instead of...
Yeah, but we still need more villains for that.
But yeah.
Anyways, who knows? Okay, guys, that's going to be it for this episode. We are going to come back next time and continue on in, this weird series that we call Hot Takes, where we'll be back with some other movie. We will see you all in the next Hot Take, everyone.
Goodbye.